Hey everybody, it's rhinociart. So I spent the Solstice weekend in the middle of nowhere, Nova Scotia, at my family's 100-something-year-old camp on a lake. You know, doing like you do. Found some rare orchids, watched a bunch of hummingbirds fight pretty much to the death over sugar water. Went swimming a bunch because it was like 34 degrees Celsius, which is, I don't know, hot Fahrenheit. And generally just like enjoying the longest day of the year. Also, I wasn't able to film it because it was dark, but I saw a whole bunch of stars and like satellites and heard an owl and a loon, and it was just really nice. The morning was a lot cooler and a lot mistier and honestly kind of frigid. The wind was really cold, so we ended up having a lot of tea and doing up a wood stove fire to get nice and toasty and cozy. But the sun did come out eventually, and sitting down on the dock and listening to the water, I was really inspired to try drawing something summery. I actually did start this drawing on the dock at the camp before we left, but once I got home the weather was still holding up, so I decided I was gonna keep working on it. I'm excited! So step one of drawing this was different than what I normally do. Normally it's a sketch and then some line art, but this time we're starting straight into color because I'm using colored pencils and trying something different. Yeah, challenge ourselves. I've been really into Lord of the Rings lately, so I thought maybe I'd draw Legolas, or at least something inspired by him, because I haven't really nailed down a design I like yet. Because I do have a limited amount of colors with these pencils I'm using, I ended up using a lot of different shades on top of each other to add depth and dimension and make new colors. I did kind of want a darker, more tan skin tone than I ended up with, but I wasn't really sure how to layer the pencils. I haven't done a lot of colored pencil work like ever. Although I would like to do more colored pencil work in the future, so maybe after this I'll challenge myself some more. Maybe I'll try something new. Oh no!
Too fierce.
What? Why is it orange? What kind of bug did I squash? No! And then I made the bug a feature. No, really, I just colored his hair over the thing. It's yellow and it's orange, it blended in. This drawing has bug guts for flavor. Oh yeah, so on the color mixing front, see how here I've got a green tunic, but I didn't have like 8 different greens, so I've got some blues and some purples layered in there to make the shadows look a little darker. Did you guys hear that too? I think that was the foghorn. Come on, man. And then I have a nice finished drawing. Da da da! Just kidding, these are watercolor pencils, so we're going to need a cloth, some water, and a couple of brushes. And I'm gonna try to do it. So I've never actually used watercolor pencils like this before, and they are oddly satisfying. It's kind of like doing a paint by number. Like once you've got the color on there and you're just adding a little bit of water to like smooth it out, it's very soothing to do. But also I did find that it was kind of hard to control, or rather it was hard to keep the dark pigment in the dark areas. And if you put like even a little bit too much water on there, then it got really cauliflower-y and blurry and blobby. I also realized when the paper started warping that, oops, I forgot to clip it down. I don't do enough watercolor to remember this stuff. I was so scared to do the face on this. I didn't want to ruin it, especially where my sketch had been and like my line art-ish stuff was all the watercolor pencil. I didn't want to wreck it, but actually it turned out really good. So once I'd done my preliminary layer of watercolor smoothing out, I realized it was still kind of flat and the colors weren't as vibrant as I wanted, so I did another layer of the pencils. That's the nice part about these, is once the page is dry, you can just slap some more on top and do it again. And then so many little dots for the sunflowers. Oh god, so many dots. I added some silver to his hair too because it turned out a little bit more gold than I wanted. I know he's blonde, but I wanted it to be like a mousy sort of blondish color. Very important thing to remember when you're using watercolors is to let everything dry in between. I've been very impatient in the past, but like for realsies, just take your time, sip your coffee, chillax for a bit, make sure your paper's dry before you put anything else on it. You're gonna regret it. I decided against using ink for the line art. Instead, I just used my darkest brown pencil for the most part, except for his pupils, they were black. And then I popped on my standard glittery gel pens. I've got a gold and a silver one, both of which I put through his hair. And I put a bunch of speckles of the silver through the sunflower seed area as well. And I don't know what it is about these white gel pens. I have two of them and they both don't work, but I ended up putting some little white swirlies in the background and then using the white to kind of highlight the rest of the drawing just to make everything pop a little better. And there we go, something a little summery for the summer solstice. I hope you guys liked it. Please let me know if you do with a like or a comment or whatever. And if you want to hang out some more in the future and see more of this kind of junk, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you around. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye!
Cheeseburger.